Hey everybody, this is your boy James, and I'm back with another episode of Florida Lifestyle Podcast. And we're here today with
David Buckaye Vernaza.
Mr. David Buckaye, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, we're here with another person from Florida that's in the lifestyle. We created this podcast actually to interview everybody in Florida that's a lifestyler. So it,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you super experienced or if you just jumped in it or if you're just a nudist that's in the lifestyle or if you're fully interactive, long as you're a part of this community and you're in Florida. I made this to have everybody show their experience or just promote their self or just show our culture basically.
For
So
real. That's a good thing. Been in it for quite some time too. So
thank you. Are you a Florida native or did you move to Florida?
no, I got stationed here in 1994. It was actually a naval base in Orlando.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
yeah, I got my feet wet at a young age in California. And from that point on, it's just like that. I even got married. I was married for 20 years. We experienced the lifestyle too. So you know, and I got good friends that you talk about regularly. DJ Infinite and his wife. They're good people. Known them for a long time.
Yeah.
So so there's a lot of people that I do know that still do it and everything else. And yeah, it's been something else. It's a
Yeah.
great experience.
So what year did you get into the lifestyle?
Early 90s. I was about so how it started for me is because I was single and young and dumb and being military. Uh, it started with married wives when their husbands deployed, right?
Mm.
And I was
That's
all
the
about, hey,
Macarena song.
that's it.
Macarena, Macarena.
That's it. Out in California, man. California was wild, but it was good times in the 90s. And yeah, I was just like, man, teach me, show me, mold me what women want, what women like, and everything else. And then started doing some of that, and then started going to um, clubs and bars that were swinger scenes and exhibitionism and stuff like that, nude beaches and nude uh, resorts. And then I got stationed here in Florida and found a little bit of it, and then stopped when I got married. Uh, then coming back from war and everything else, the sex appetite kind of grew. I needed that adrenaline rush. So my wife joined in and participated. We were good friends with Infinite and everything else. So in Florida scene, we've been to a lot of places. Secrets when it first started, when Pitbull was the one hosting it, to Velvet. There was like two, three places that I don't know if they exist in the Central Florida area anymore. And a couple places in Tampa that I don't know if they still exist.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I never
yeah,
heard
new
of the
places sprout
Velvet.
up. Yeah, Velvet's. Oh man, let me tell you, that's in Miami. That's yeah, that's
That's
all
the
it is, and
spot.
then some. Yes, sir.
So
That
when
is the
when you
peak of the mountain,
started in
Florida.
the 90s, right? I started in what 2012. So when I
Hmm.
started in my early 20s and my mid 20s, there was
Yeah.
Craigslist. How did you interact with people? How did you find these people in the 90s?
I think because of the way California was, I don't know. I don't know how Central Florida was in the early '90s as much. I got here in '94.
Okay.
But California was already pretty open about a lot of these things, and a lot of young college age people were experiencing it. And like I said, I started off with older married women,
Right.
so and it was all about mold me and show me. So they opened my eyes to a lot of things out there, and that was a great experience. There's a lot of things that I learned from that.
So for you newbies,
So
man, it been out for a while. For you newbies out
mhm,
there watching this stuff, been out for a long time, as Mr. David is explaining. This is a
yeah,
culture that we all embraced all over the world and in
mhm,
different states, different countries, and
everything.
yeah, and people understand the openness of love, and that's why I created this Florida lifestyle, because it's
Mm.
it's Florida also understands it. And I know that Florida, we have like a big lifestyle scene. So I know
Yeah.
it's like a lot of different groups that represent different um close friends, but I
Hmm.
wanted something to represent as a whole.
Right, right.
So I
So
created this to represent as a whole, so we all can share this together as a whole. So if you got even the little individual groups, we could unite under Florida Lifestyler group, because we all are Florida Lifestylers.
that's it. And you know what? I meet more and more people when I go to Playa Linda or go to Apollo Beach, Lot 5, right? Because those are federal, those are both out of the federal um, uh, reservation out on the East Coast. So that's the nude beaches. And you meet a lot of lifestylers out there. You meet a lot of people that are used to going to secrets and they're in different groups and everything else. So you have down in Kissimmee, you have towards Point Siena, there's a nudist resort down there too, you know. So there's a lot of different groups. And like I said, there was places here that I used to go to back in the days that I don't even know if they exist back in 2008, 2010, you know. So
Well, now
um,
explain the beaches to the people who haven't been to Florida. Explain the beaches and where are they located? What do you see there? What is allowed there? Type of stuff like that.
right. So you have the Cape Canaveral National Reserve, right? Now, if you go to Titusville, that's Playa Linda. Right there is NASA. You see everything else. That's a whole federal reserve. So you go to lot 12, lot 13. Lot 13 is all nude. It's clothing optional, like they like to call it, and everything else, because the state has no control over that. The northern end of Cape National Reserve becomes Apollo Beach. And it's the same thing. Lot 5, which is the last lot on there, is reserved for nude beach and everything else. And there are activities that go on there. There's always activities. There's healthy stuff. There's, some people that just go there. But for the most part, people go there to sunbathe and be all natural. They meet other couples, they meet other individuals, and from that point on, listen, you strike conversation, you strike friendships up. I've met a couple that was looking for a third at the
Right,
beach, right?
right.
So and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, so there's a little bit of everything. It's patience, enjoying it, and kind of like just like the lifestyle. Be friendly, be respectful, right?
Correct.
You know,
Correct. Now
yeah.
that's a good segue into my next question. Now, with
Mm,
your transition from being a married guy to a single male in a lifestyle,
yeah.
how is it? How is it like? What's your responses? What do you get? How do you approach people? Just to
Mm.
give people some insight.
So, my dating experience is friends with benefits, and I have found plenty of female friends who have been curious, have been possibly wanting to experience it. And I have a friend of mine that we've known each other since we were 15. That we've done it, we've tag team, we're like, okay, we just need to add the female to the mix or two females to the mix kind
Right.
of deal, right? But we've known each other in Puerto Rico. We knew each other. We hung out in Chicago. We're down in Florida. So I meet women and they know what I'm about. Listen, I'm very open, very honest from the beginning, and a lot of them become curious. And I've had friends with benefits that two, three of them that know each other. We go in as a group,
Right.
right?
And it's
We just
still
go as a
treating
group.
the
We go to
lady with
secrets. Yep.
respect. It's not, see, a
Hmm.
lot of people get it misunderstood and think that just because this lifestyle goes on, that there's disrespect towards the lady,
Exactly.
that we're like,
Right.
oh, looking down. No lady is looked that different from their lifestyle
No.
experience.
Exactly.
This
You
is
know,
not
you
that.
could you
This is
could
not that culture. It's not vanilla.
we could exactly. It's not exactly. This is just a it's an opportunity to open up sexually. But you know what? You know the people, you see them at supermarkets. You talk about the kids. Hey, how you doing?
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, what happens in the lifestyle is just that. That's just a part of one's private life, right? Everything else
Right.
you just associate. One of the things that I liked about, like for example, in Velvet, you don't give out names,
Mm.
right?
Is
You
that a
don't.
rule or a guideline?
It's a guideline. There's a lot of. You'd be surprised how many famous people, high, thing that go to velvet.
Correct.
So when you talk to people, if they feel like introducing themselves to you, you introduce yourself to them. It's first name basis and everything else, and there's a lot to explore. There's a lot to enjoy, and I've seen a lot of couples that are curious, and a lot of times even when I go to secrets and stuff, I say, man, listen, guys, watch, sit back and watch and see what goes on. See if you guys are comfortable with that, because there's an area where you could go to the club and just be fully clothed, dance around. You know what I'm saying? You could dance, maybe touch, feel. Maybe that's part of the exotic for you. Dance with another person, have them touch you, feel you, and everything is always respectful. If something goes up, hey, I'm sorry. I think the lifestyle is a lot more friendlier than
Hmm.
the actual dating world.
Yeah,
You know, you'll see it
definitely.
all the time. Yeah, you
Definitely.
see it
We're
all the
more,
time.
it's a real loving environment, real
Yes.
embracing, real loving, real respectful. Like, I see some post people be, they didn't have much experience with single males. So some would be like, how is single males? And me and my wife,
Mhm.
we're full swap, but we have a
Right.
lot of experiences. We have a lot of experiences with single males when we're doing threesomes with her, and
Right.
that's because single males are more convenient, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, with the time
Well,
schedule. So,
what?
and I tell them like the single males in here, man, they ain't never be disrespectful. They always respectful. I don't think I think I one time ran across one, and that was at a resort when he was super drunk. A dude was
Yeah. Yeah.
super
Yeah. Don't.
intoxicated. And he just was mad. He was like, I couldn't get none. And I'm like, well, she's done. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we can't do it. It's no
And
forcing it here, dude.
that's the other thing. You will find certain people that get like me. I will never interact with a couple if I see them way too drunk. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
if you have to get that drunk to
yeah.
actively participate, maybe it's not for you.
Dude,
Okay,
that is
you,
that is a great conscious fucking that's a great conscious
mm,
decision you make, bro. Because I think
yeah,
the same way. I don't because it's like you said, if you have to
mm,
overindulge in something just to do that,
yep,
that's not like your regular thing, and you just doing that just to do that. That
yeah,
mean that you're not really comfortable, right? And you're gonna
right,
wake up with regrets that might harm
hmm
their relationship
exactly.
by
There's
you
it's
just
okay.
participating.
Yeah, it's okay to have one or two just to take the edge off me. And I'll give you a perfect example. With me and my ex-wife, um, I was all about her. I loved watching other men with her. Now, what people need to understand is there was full swaps at time, but that was not the priority. Like I asked
Right,
permission and she would say, you know what? If she gives you the go ahead, right?
right,
But the whole thing with me was her. Now, I tell people there's a big difference on that and a hot wife, right?
right,
Because in the swinger world, you can maybe it's me and a person's husband indulging on her, right? But I get my pleasure in my wife indulging with that with women, with men, and all that stuff. Uh, and people need to understand that there's a hot wife cuckold type deal where the guy likes to be I don't humiliated. So that's
right,
not you know what I'm saying. So the
right.
lifestyle has a lot. There's a lot of
Lot of
there's a lot
dynamic.
of yeah. There's a lot of things in it. So people need to really find what it is they're looking for. Um, and again, like I said, mostly I go when I have a friend with benefit. And there are always plenty of curious people here. There's plenty of people that end up getting divorced because their lifestyle, they were too vanilla in their life. They were missing something, and it's unfortunate, but at the same time, life is full of spice. You need to
But when you find yourself, you will find your place in life.
exactly.
So
That's it.
if it's not for you, it's not for you. Some people think it's for them, and then they get into the lifestyle and they notice it's not really what they thought imaginary in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
The love is strong in this lifestyle.
And it is, and it is.
It-
I think one of the things that I saw most commonly was a young husband trying to encourage their spouse to get into the lifestyle and doing it for the wrong reasons because he's thinking about getting more on the side actively and everything else. And I've always said, be careful what you wish for because now you're opening up your wife to different experiences. And if you're going to start getting jealous or if you start can't handle and everything else, you know, it becomes very it's like I said, there's got to be a lot of respect and there has to be there's got to be a lot of love and patience and things involved like that. So
Correct.
me
You're
And I've
very
been doing this for a
informative.
long time. I could see that. I could like spot that kind of tension there. So I'm always like, hey man, and I'll talk to them. Hey, it's not for everybody, everything else. It's good to watch, it's good to experience, it's good to just see things, how are you gonna feel? There's gonna be jealousy involved. It's good to talk to younger couples that are coming experiencing for the first, not just younger, any couple that's coming in for the first time or something like that. So
Right, right. Because there's older couples that just started in the lifestyle as well. And you're giving a lot of great information. That's why I don't have much to say. You're saying a lot that it could
mhm,
really help people. And that's what this show is about, informing people and helping people through different experiences and different perspectives. Because one perspective can't help all, in my opinion.
yeah,
I feel like,
exactly.
yeah, I feel like we need everybody perspective because someone might not relate to my perspective. They might relate to yours, or they might relate to
Right.
someone else's. And that's why I want to interview as much people as I can from Florida that participate in a lifestyle so everybody can find somebody to relate to and help on this journey. And then it'll help
Exactly.
everybody meet people because that's a big thing too. I'm hearing that people are like having the void of meeting people that they connect with. They're like,
Yeah.
we meet cool people, but we can never keep consistent friends, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And
And
that's it. And again, that when I bring back, I'll go back to that, DJ Infinite, I think DJ's there pretty regular. He's been doing it for a while, but I've known that man well over 15 years. When
that's
I was still married,
awesome.
we, yeah, we traveled together, we played together, and he's a good friend. We watch our kids grow up together. You know what I'm saying? So I think what people need to understand, there's a huge division when you go into what's your adult life, your personal thing versus your everyday family. People don't realize, hey man, every day you just see the same people. How you doing? Like nothing happens. It's just a chapter. It's a part of what you do, but
Right.
it doesn't define who you are,
It
right?
doesn't define who you are because these are regular
Mhm.
people with
Yep.
great professional jobs, family,
That's it.
great
Mhm.
loving lives. And it's sad because the sad part is that the way they the way the world views it sometimes keep it hard for people to come out. And that's why
Mhm.
I made the merch. So the merch is geared towards people like us that's able to wear this, that want to represent, but want to represent in a way that we can wear it in public. So
Exactly.
a lot of lifestyle merch is pretty like obvious lifestyle, you know.
Yeah.
So I said,
Yeah.
what if I made Florida and then put like something slick in it, like the pineapple, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And,
it.
and
Right.
then people will just see Florida. That's all you see is
That's
Florida. You're not even thinking
that's
about
it.
the pineapple unless you
Mhm.
know.
No, yeah, exactly. If you really know what an upside down pineapple means, then you'll be like, oh yeah. And
Right.
now with social media, a lot of people are more things, but like that shirt right there, 9 out of 10 people are not gonna realize that there's an upside down
No,
pineapple.
and that's
It just
why I
says Florida.
created it. So we could still,
Mhm.
everybody could still go out and represent it in discretion because you could still,
Yeah,
even if somebody try to catch on and you don't want them to know, you can still throw it off because this is Florida,
true.
baby. So we got
Yeah,
pineapples everywhere. You know,
yeah.
we
So
pineapple,
hey,
flamingos, palm trees,
not
all that
not
tropical
in that, it says,
oranges.
man, listen, I know about the pineapple. I just like the shirt, right? That's
Right,
what you do, right? Oh my God, you know what that means? I said, no, I just love the shirt. What does it mean?
right.
You
It's
tell me.
Florida, baby.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. It says Florida. You know what I'm saying? We sweet.
Right. So I've been thinking of ways over the time to just, I've been thinking of just like, I started a group called Couples United Group a while back with me and my wife. That didn't last too long. So I said, man, I want to create something that's more stable, that's more me, that rep, because
Mhm.
my heart is in this lifestyle, man. Like
Right,
my
right.
heart and soul is in this lifestyle because I love love. And
Yeah. No, I hear you.
that's the thing about it. I love infinite love. I love how everybody, well, 90% of the people are social, very social.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I like that. This is a very social, friendly environment that's full of
Mhm.
love and acceptance. And
Yeah.
that's what we need more in life as a whole in general, regardless lifestyle or not. You know,
Right.
that keeps people in a higher thought of mind, higher state of mind, instead of worrying
Hmm.
about petty things and small things. See, a lot of relationships break up because of the small things. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, dude, it's crazy. If dudes knew how much their wife probably get flirt with when she leave the fucking house, really
And
knew,
again, you
they'll
know what?
blow their fucking brains out.
Exactly. And so yeah, you get to that point. You get to that point like that. Like even when we went out to regular places, right? When I was still married, and even when I have friends with benefits or anything like that, I love watching men flirt, with my partner because
Yeah,
I know
me
they're
too.
going home with me. They're
Yep,
going home with me. But you know what? Sometimes that validation with maybe one or two drinks gets them a little, gets them more incentivized, and they get turned on to a different level. So when you get her, you're actually benefiting from it instead of just being jealous and killing the mood and everything else. Just like as long as there's certain lines you don't pass it, there's got to be self-respect. I allow you to go this far, you know, just don't take it beyond that.
correct.
Now, if there's something that you like to say, hey, can we play? That's all right. Is he down? You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about it. But in the regular scene, I'm not as much of that because it's not easy to pick everybody apart, right? That's what we
Yeah,
have secrets for.
correct,
That's what,
correct. That's
yeah,
the hard distinguish to just be like, that's a lifestyler. That's a
yeah, yeah.
lifestyler. One time I
That's
saw a
it.
dude with an upside down pineapple in his cart, and I gave him a look, and I was like, I wonder. But I was like,
Hmm.
he probably not, so I didn't say nothing.
I just give them a nod. I'm like, if they
I
nod back,
wanted to be like,
we know
man,
what we're talking about.
he got a
Yeah, that's
wife
it. Just
somewhere.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. Now, when I'm out thing with my homie, we'll hit on women. Hey, I say, you like one? How about two of us? You know what I'm saying? You start getting
Right.
them little loosened up and stuff, but you got to know when and where. And I think as I've aged, what I found is there's a lot of single men that are trying to to go out there by themselves, and I try not to do that. I try not to go to places like a bull, like a single, right? I try to find me a partner. The hardest part is women have kids to deal with for the most part. Married couples is a little bit easier because you have normally two salaries or a very well good salary and everything else, and you get babysitters and you do everything else. Where you find single women, divorced women, stuff like that, that becomes a different beast altogether. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? That just so you're gonna get that. I think having a partner is always the best situation.
yes, and a
But
lifestyle.
there, yeah, and the lifestyle absolutely. But there's men that they for what they're good at being bulls for whatever
And they're
and
good. They're good,
whatever.
respectful dudes. Because I've met a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, they are. And the thing is that they come in every size, color, shape, everything else because it's whatever that couple is looking for,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So
I want to vouch as a guy that's part of a couple. It's some
mm,
single guys are not bad.
yeah.
It's a
And
preference
like
how
and like everything, yeah.
you want them to join with your wife, but as far as like the stigma that you guys is get, sometimes it's a little
Hmm.
over the top. And it's like, no,
Yeah,
it's not like that. Like
exactly.
they're not trying to steal your wife, dude.
And 99.9% of the times, maybe you're not feeling them. You're like, hey, bro, not, and they'll be like, nah, respect, right?
You're
Because that's
right.
the way it is.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling one particular individual or something like that, and you just like, we're good. You know what I'm saying? And it happens all the time.
Right.
It's just a respectful thing. Is hey, we go but you meet people at the bars and everything else, and people get to know you. The more you go, obviously, the more people know you. And so
Right.
you have regulars, and they're pretty much people already know what they're about and everything else. So
Right. We used to go out a lot when we had a sitter at one point in time, but now it's kind of been on a little tedious moment. So we've been more
hmm
parent mode, but we have our little moments when the kids are, you know, off in their dwellings like school
yeah.
and stuff. If we have time off work, we'll try to go and connect with more lifestylers, you know.
hmm
So as far as the lifestyle, what are you looking for? Are you looking for people to come reach out? Where are you located? That stuff like that, so we can let people know where to find you.
So I live in Central Florida. I live near downtown Orlando. I do go a lot to Playa Linda. I do go down to Apollo Beach, both the parking lot 13. I think I had a group in Facebook's secrets group
Okay.
um, with from different singles groups that we have in Central Florida.
Okay.
So be in different single group, and people would be interested in those kind of things, females, males, and we would do that. We'd get togethers. Now, one of the things, I'm retired, and I enjoy my life being retired. So like I'm getting ready to go to Puerto Rico in June. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go live my best life in Puerto Rico for the summer. My kids are grown. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just um
So he
no,
need a
but
date, ladies. He
yeah,
need a
that's
date.
it.
He need a date.
That's it.
So it's-
And that's basically it. If there's single women that are interested in doing it and need somebody to go with to feel comfortable and everything else, it's not doesn't have to nothing has to happen.
yeah, no
Just
pressure.
go, no pressures, nothing. We go there and let's just see the bars, let's go to the clubs, let's go show you the rooms and see, everything else.
Where they
And
can
it's just
find you?
about
Are you on SDCs?
I am I'm in different groups. I'm gonna try to think of which groups that they could. I'm in the Playa Linda swingers group, Apollo Lot Beat 5.
Okay.
They can look me up on Buckeye on Instagram, and they can find
Yeah,
me with
I
that.
will put your links in the description,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
Facebook, the same thing. Again, just send me a DM or something like that. It's good. You're not hurting
'Cause
my
it's all
feelings,
about
and
connecting. This is
exactly
what I created is all about connecting. That's my
right, right.
whole thing is about
Hmm.
networking, connecting people. Like I told one of the guests, we're doing kayaking. When we go, me and my wife kayak regularly, but now I said,
Right.
man, I'm gonna invite some lifestylers. Why not? Like
Hmm.
it's a vanilla event because we're not playing,
Exactly.
but who
E-
cares? We need to be around
Exactly.
each other and get to know each other and stuff, man. Like,
And that's exactly what it is. The more you know, the more comfortable you become with people, the better things become. Because you know what? Now you guys know each other. Hey, we'll have a couple of drinks. Things get fun. Hey, we'll try this. We'll do that. And I always said, man, we used to go all the time, and it didn't mean that every time we had sex. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we would go there maybe with that intention, and just all of a sudden you start watching what's going around, and you people watch,
yep.
and you enjoy watching other people's pleasures and everything else. That itself is erotic in a different way, right? You could go there and just watch couples and maybe a group, and it's erotic. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
You don't have to actually have sex to stimulate yourself, and that's again all part of that lifestyle. There's so many things that go to the lifestyle that people just need to understand. It is very nuanced. It's not just, hey, get in there, bang, slams, grab this one, grab it. No, there's a lot to it.
For people who
You
have
know,
the love of the erotic world and the love of love.
exactly.
Man,
That's
you
it.
said so
Be
much
open
good
minded.
stuff, David. That's why I've been speechless because you said so much stuff that I agree with, man.
Yeah.
It's very informative for people, and you're going to help a lot of people on this podcast.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Hopefully, have a good time.
That's what I do. I'd be
So,
like, man, hopefully I'm
yeah,
helping somebody because that's the whole purpose is like to
yeah,
help each other, man. Because I've
yeah.
been studying this lifestyle since I'm a like a very studious person. So I
Hmm.
study things a lot. And since I've been in lifestyle, all I do is study, study, watch podcasts, study, study. And I'm noticing like the lack, the one thing everybody is lacking is the consistent unity. Like we have unity when we get with each other,
Hmm.
but we don't have
Yeah.
really no consistency. And that's why I want to create little type vanilla events where like we going kayak. Okay, let's go kayaking. Or we finna go shopping.
Hmm.
Everybody just go meet up. Like we just meet up and just walk as a group. You know what I'm saying? Just doing it as a
Yeah,
group
no, yeah.
makes it more
Yeah,
efficient. Oh, what
I
you
follow
said?
this swinger couple. I follow the swinger couple, Lacey and Dan, and they're like a national couple. They go to secrets all the time.
That's
You'll see
awesome.
them all the time, and they're statewide. And it's fun to watch them, and they're very informative. Same thing, from a couple's perspective. Man, they talk about STDs and people that
That
can still
that
enjoy
is
the lifestyle,
real
even
good.
yeah,
That's real
so
good,
there's
man.
yeah, so you're testing and the condoms and stuff like that. So
Right.
um,
Testing is
but
important. I'm actually going to get talent tested soon because I feel like that is
mhm,
very important just to have it. Even though you get
yeah,
tested at regular clinics, the talent testing it shows it publicly. So it's
yeah, yeah. And
like
that is a good thing for the lifestyle.
yeah,
Absolutely. If
it
you're
gives
signed
it
up in
more
the
safety.
lifestyle, yeah,
It gives
yeah,
people more safety. Then I could just instead of just pulling out this little paper or this little PDF, I could be like, you could go on the talent testing website.
yeah.
We good.
That's it. That's exactly it. So then it becomes a matter of how often you do it, right? So the quarterly thing and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
Right.
It's definitely worthwhile, especially you're gonna stay active in that lifestyle. You know,
Right.
before that, again, we just, we did our best. We to get the secrets, we had to show proof back then. I don't know if they still do that. They use the talented testing, for example, but you
Oh,
had to show proof that you didn't have no STDs. You know,
right.
you had to
Oh,
have
good.
a 30-day test within 30 days. So it was pretty interesting. So I don't know, maybe that, I don't remember if we did a membership or something like that that required it, or because I think you could do guests and stuff like that. So
Right. Well,
yeah,
before
but
we head
it's
out, David, I want to ask you one more question. What do
mhm.
Florida Lifestyler mean to you when you hear that name?
Man, it means people are open to experiences, no judging, just listen. Like I said, erotica, pleasure, meeting good people, right? Because not everything's going to be a sexual connection, but it always could be a good connection. And a lifestyle, you in the lifestyle, maybe, you and me hang out, we're good, and somebody's like, yo, I need a third. I need I got this one, and say, let's go. You know what I'm saying? We get comfortable. We get, and everybody's on that same, you have to have that same mentality. You got to take jealousy out of your mind and just respect boundaries, love yourself, and then enjoy what you're doing. And don't be afraid to experience what's in front of you. Just know your boundaries. Keep it going.
I
Roll with
like it, man. I love it. I
it.
love
Yeah.
it. But I love
So,
talking to you, man. I appreciate you taking your time out your night to come and feature on my podcast, man. I really
well,
do.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you asking me to come on, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been a true pleasure.
Thank you.
A
And
good
I'll
time.
definitely let you know when the episode airs. Y'all can find all his information and the links in the description down there. It's going to be down there at the bottom. Y'all can link up with David, kick it with him. And hopefully we see you come out on a kayak and I'll send you an invite. And if you
Yeah,
can
for
make it,
sure.
yeah, it will be more. This ain't the only one. So if you can't make this one, make one of them.
Yeah. If anything, brother, I'll be sending you pictures from Puerto Rico, bro. Like, parties and good drinks. You know
Ya
how
tú
that's gonna be.
sabes.
Ya tú sabes, baby.
All right, Mr. David, it's great speaking with you.
All right,
Have a
brother. You
great
take it
night.
easy, man. All right, you do the same now. Peace out,
God
bro.
bless.